I opened up this mating nuke expecting to find a mated queen, but I found something that was very, very frustrating. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix it. So I'll be going through all my mating nukes today, trying to find queens and check and assess the brood pattern and then mark them and send them out to customers. And my process for getting these frames ready is I take a frame just like that and I glue a piece of foundation into place. Now I would say 99% of the time it works perfectly. You get frames that are drawn down like this. And luckily enough, this one here is freshly laid up with eggs, so the queen's definitely back from her mating flight. It'll be about another week before we know how well this queen is mated. But this is how we want the foundation to be drawn out. So this is what the foundation looks like when it goes in. Just a strip of foundation glued into place. They will handle a lot of shaking around, they'll handle a lot of weight, but that is what they should look like when I put them into the hive. However, I went into this nuke here and when I pulled out the first frame, I noticed that it had broken like this. And I thought it was just a little bit of brace comb and maybe it had stuck to the frame next to it because they weren't perfectly level. But normally it doesn't cause that much of an issue. And I was thinking, well, what's gone wrong here? And it turns out that the frame next door, the foundation had actually fallen off. So when I pulled that frame out, I could identify the strip of foundation at the bottom. And then what that meant is that this bit of wax that came off there was kind of sticking out because of the incorrect bee space. Now, as I said, on the vast majority of the colonies here, probably 99%, you go through the frames and everything is drawn out perfectly. So when I'm pulling out the frames like that, they're drawn all the way down to the bottom, and it's the same across every single one. However, getting it back on track is really, really easy. The bees have got all of the feed they need in there. All I've done is I've gone through any frames like this, and you can just leave this one in. It's still affixed very, very well. But the one where it's completely fallen out, I've just gone and replaced it with a brand new piece of foundation, and I'll go back with this frame and stick a bit more glue in. Obviously needed to put a touch more glue on this one, and then get it into another mating hive. So we cover frame spacing and bee space and using the right equipment in great detail on 14-Day Beekeeper. But the fix here is a super simple one and one that applies across any size of beehive. If your frame collapses, if the foundation isn't in the right place, if the bees are building wild comb in an area, you need to identify it, you need to correct it, you need to put the frames back in, get the spacing correct, and it will ensure that your management is not only effective, but much more efficient as well. And in addition to that, you will reduce the chance of damaging your bees or damaging your queen when you do the inspections. That is the real risk here, and that is what needed to be fixed. So beekeeping is not about getting it right every single time. It is about knowing how to fix your mistakes and making sure you fix them before things get out of control. If you want to stop guessing and start beekeeping like an expert, check us out over at 14daybeekeeper.com.